that Indian sociology has historical orientation. That means there is history or historical perspective, which is so. Again, actually, he is refuting Joe Elder and Kellam. Now, Eastern anthropologists and economic weekly then will find 5% of articles are based on historical data and 60% of the articles were based on empirical data collected by the authors themselves. Now, this is a person, when you are taking research, how he is teaching us with one article is teaching us that when you reply, don't be shallow. Go in the details, minute details, and he has taken the analysis of the journals. Can we ever think of that? How many articles in a journal on what topic? So I think, friends, there's a lot to be taken, and I get just moved by the canny understanding of Professor Imtiaz, and that's why I have fallen in love with him, and I keep on actually going again and again. Though he was our teacher, he was on the first floor, we were on top floor, and where he lived, we had named this is Imtiaz Chowk. Like 72, where he used to live, and he was fond of flowers, and roses were actually, so he was always in the flower. And while we were going through our, I was staying in Periyar, so I used to move down from there. So we will always used to talk to him, and he will love to accept us anytime, any moment, and that became Imtiaz Chowk. So that was actually, I'm reminded, because at that time I did not have access to these types of articles, rather direct access when you have, so you forget that there is academics also. So you enjoy the only version. So we enjoyed that. Now, therefore, friends, further, the allegation made by authors who and sociologists have contributed their attention and study of rural problems. According to Imtiaz Ahmed, a country whose 80% of the population lives in villages, why they should not produce knowledge of the villages? That was his reply. So I can actually go on, but I'm just stopping because I have to engage with you also. The second very important aspect I think we should engage is the this article, which is from where I am drawing this. This is the article Indian Sociology. That the euphemism I'm drawing from Poverty of Indian Sociology. That is the article. I will not name right now. I will name it later on. Now, why he is saying that Indian sociology is infested with poverty of imagination? Why? And the answer is, and I quote from him, it's a longer quote because I thought that we don't read, so in this way at least students can read this article, and therefore I'm quoting directly. Indian society comprises of not only Hindus, who constitute the dominant majority, but also Muslims, Christians, Parsis, Jews, and adherents to three offshoots of Hinduism, namely Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. Ideally, a sociology of India should comprise or encompass all these groups and their traditions. It is, however, one of the characteristics of the discipline today that it has tended to emphasize the study of Hindu and their religious traditions, the study of non-Hindus and of their trajectories has been study of neglect by both Indians and foreigners. But he emphasizes poverty of Indian sociology is clearly visible based on available literature which tells much about the Hindus rather than about the structure of non-Hindus and socio-cultural processes that have been operating among them. Moreover, how have non-Hindu groups have influenced Hinduism has also been erased from the subject matter of Indian sociology. Therefore, there is no comprehensive picture of Indian social life. And therefore, one of the reasons that it is really having a poverty of imagination. The second aspect which he highlights is on the theory of social structure. He says that how Indian sociology is not having a social structure which is very important. Now, he says, and he also has quoted at that time David Pocock, Alex Pocock and Lou Hugo. And he says that another reason because at which Professor Imtiaz Ahmed argues for the poverty of Indian sociology is that although there have been a number of attempts in last 25 years, at that time 25 years, now we can say 50 years or 100 years, of a broad and general product of scientific pattern of interactions. Interconnections are there. We are not aware of a comprehensive theory of social structure and change in the Hindu society. Still, we do not have a comprehensive theory of social structure. What is taught to us in the name of social structure? Friends, yesterday when I was speaking, I said that how Hindu structure has been drawn from one Richa of Rig Veda, Puru Sutta, 10th Mandal. And you know how many Richas are there in Rig Veda? 10,600. There are 10,600 Richas in Rig Veda, and out of which one Richa is selectively taken by our sociologists, and they say that it is Hindu social structure. And I think that was then the term Kshatriya does not exist in the Rig Veda, Puru Sutta. Then there is no fifth Varna. But they say that there are 4 varnas and there is a 5th also. So how the social structure is a politics or a construction that we have to really look at. Is it a politics? And our sociologists, very, say, progressive sociologists, they have been party of accepting it without any reflexivity. Therefore, friends, I think Professor Imtiaz was prophetic enough to highlight some 66 years back that there is no comprehensive theory of Hindu social structure. We are, however, still far from having an achievement in the study of non-Hindu social structure also. So if there is no Hindu social structure, where is the social structure? So that is the second actually aspect of poverty of Indian sociology. Third, a very important aspect is perpetuation of commonplace non-Hindu say stereotypes. Now the practice of sociological studies of the non-Hindu communities has led to perpetuation of a commonplace stereotype about them. For example, on empirical grounds, Indian Muslims would seem to be deeply